What's up guys? So I've just reached the tail end of my vacation in South Thailand right now. Currently I'm positioned in Koh Tao, which is the last stop. I'm training at 10th Planet, BJJ. But before that I've been to Phuket. I've been to about 4 different gyms over there. And after that I went to Koh Phangan, to a place called Momentum Mixed Movement Arts. Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister, but it's an awesome little gym that I visited out there. So the first video of this series is going to be my experience in Phuket, in the famous Fight Street that has famous gyms such as Tiger Muay Thai, Phuket Top Team, Evolve MMA with Gracie Phuket, and then elsewhere there's also gyms such as AKA. So I visited all these gyms in Phuket, and I'm going to give you an insight into everything you need to know about them, including the atmosphere, the instructors, the location, and things such as that. Okay? Hope you enjoy it.
So on to training BJJ at Tiger Muay Thai. For drop-ins you're looking at 500 baht. If you wish to train for longer, you can find any information you need on their website. During the time I visited, I had the pleasure of meeting Emilio the Honey Badger Urita, who would be taking the class for today. Emilio is one of the top competitors in the featherweight bracket for the One Championship, which is basically the Chinese version of the UFC. Unlike his alias suggests, the Honey Badger was actually super approachable and friendly, and one of the best instructors I've met. He kicked off the class with a high intensity warm-up around the mats, which included running, sprinting, rolling, sit-outs, sprawls and much more. This really got the blood flowing, especially in the Thai heat. Emilio then swiftly moved on to the position of the day, which was half guard. All of the drills worked from getting the underhook, and all of them were drilled profusely. After some specific positional sparring, we then moved on to good old-fashioned rolling. I even got the chance to have a roll with Emilio himself, and naturally, as you can imagine, I got smashed pretty hard. Pretty damn hard. His Kimura game was insane, by the way. The next stop on my travels was Gracie Phuket, one of the newer gyms that had opened up on Fitness Street. Drop-ins at this gym are the more affordable option of 300 baht, or you can pay 500 baht for the daily option, where you can attend all the BJJ classes that are involved in that day.
You dive. You kick out. Hook. That's it.
Nice.
It's worth mentioning that Jamie was one of the most endearing instructors I met on my travels. Though he may seem a bit stern at first, he quickly develops a close relationship with you like he does with all of his students, and it really shows in his teaching. Some instructors develop a habit of laziness and lose their determination to make sure that a student has the technique down. Jamie is the polar opposite of these instructors. He will do everything in his power to make sure that you understand the technique as much as possible. Along with Jamie's dedication to his students comes his experience. With over 20 years of experience in BJJ and now a second stripe on his black belt, it goes without saying that Jamie knows what he's talking about. I actually enjoyed my time so much at Gracie Phuket that I decided to drop in for 2 sessions. The first session was gi, and as you can see the second session was no gi, and both times we drilled a guard called the Gru guard. Sorry for the mispronunciation by the way, Jamie. Though I didn't get an opportunity to record it, me and Jamie did get some rolls in, during which Jamie toe-holded me into the next dimension. After my morning of no-gi work at Gracie Phuket, it was time to move on to the next stop, Phuket Top Team. Just like at Tiger Muay Thai, drop-ins at Phuket Top Team are 500 baht. Once again, you can find any other information about training on their website. I was a bit worried because I came straight from training at Gracie Phuket to Phuket Top Team, and I actually ended up being about 20 minutes late. As I entered the main door, I heard the booming voice of Professor Olavo Abreu and braced myself for a scolding at that same decibel. Luckily for me, Olavo couldn't give 2 shits about whether I was late or not, and welcomed me with open arms. After a thorough warm-up, Olavo began to teach the subject of the day, which was closed guard.
Here. I personally don't like this. I like that. So, it's a choice. Okay? Now he can't, I gotta control his appeal. He hit skate. He put the body flat. No. Now, next. Sleepy, I'm just sleepy. This space he's not good because here he's gonna hit skate that way. Put the hold on my shoulder. Now he got the triangle, he got a good guard here. So when the guy do the butterfly, it can boom. Now he can't skate, right skate. Difficult. Let's struggle, why you gonna struggle? Kick the leg. Oh yeah. Put your feet right there. Yeah, this there, bro. Look, wrist locks right there. Tap. Now I'm tight here. Put your feet on my face. Push my face away from your knee. Close the triangle. Boom, I'm still holding. Go deep inside. No, like, don't work. Don't let it go my hand here, okay? We don't want hand. Yeah, now, oh yeah. Now we can because I can't go that way. Hand inside. Now here, hip skate. Got the arm locked. If the hand goes to the other side, you got the triangle. You guys understand? We do this millions of times. Let's do this right. 1, 2.
Olavo is a 5th degree black belt legend under Carlson Gracie, with numerous world championships under his belt. As you can see from the footage, Phuket Top Team attracts huge numbers to its classes. So if you're looking for a large variety of sparring partners, then this is the place to come. If you're looking for more of a one-on-one tuition, you'd want to go to Gracie Phuket. After the rolling, Olavo surprised one of his purple belts with a brown belt, who then elected to do his own gauntlet, topless. Youch. After going home for a quick shower and getting some lunch, it was time for the 3rd session of the day, and the 5th session of the past 2 days. This was at none other than AKA Thailand. It's worth mentioning that AKA isn't actually located on Fitness Street, and is instead about 10 to 15 minutes drive south. Unfortunately, because of this, I actually ended up getting lost, and I was about 20 minutes late for this session too. Woo! Luckily for me, Marcio Caesar didn't give a damn either, and was happy to have me. Marcio is a 3rd degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, with a long career in MMA. Can you guess the prices for drop-ins at this gym? Yep, 500 baht. Also, can you guess what I'm going to say next? Yep, you can find any other information on their website. Just like at Phuket Top Team, we were drilling closed guard, only this time we were drilling techniques for breaking it, posturing up and passing. Marcio then left an open window for pretty much endless rolling until everyone was super tired and just couldn't move, basically. In terms of the atmosphere at this gym, I couldn't have felt more comfortable. Though people came from all around the world to train here, it was like everyone knew each other really well. The gym also had some great characters, and in terms of training, everyone really brought their A game. After the rounds of rolling were done, we sat around in our own pools of sweat and had a good chat. It was then time for me to drag my exhausted self back home and finally eat some delicious Thai food. So that concludes my time in Phuket and all the gyms that I visited. For more information on these gyms, head to Roamingrolls.com. If you enjoyed the video or feel inspired to give mat surfing a try yourself, feel free to like and subscribe. We're also scheduled to release much more videos like this to give you an insight into awesome BJJ gyms all around the world, so stay tuned.